This came out of a revision session with a group of hires, where they really weren't getting parameter passing. They weren't getting standard algorithms again. And what I really missed was having them in a room full of whiteboards. I've got a big whiteboard wall, and they seem to love going up and running on it and drawing on it and everything else. I'd went down Jamboard and done some whiteboard stuff, but obviously they can never then run it, and it kind of loses it. So I often get things at hire that look like they don't really get parameter passing. They just name the formal and the actual variables the same thing all the time. So I was trying to get something that would do that. I guess we always say, oh, you can write your subroutines independently. Well, actually, no, you can't, because you're usually using it in idle, so no. So I thought I'd play about with Repl. So rather than bore you with any more slides, it's definitely a work in progress. It's something I've not done a great deal of, but what we did is I split them up into a few groups. If I just resize my window a little bit more, I only had about two or three kids, but these are kids who needed a lot of kind of support. So what I did was I gave each one a nice, easy task. So what I gave them was this Repl, and I'd written the comment lines at the top where I said, I want you to ask the users to enter 2 numbers and return them. And obviously for testing purposes, they can just type them in. And I got that group working on there. I then got group 2 on. So they've all been invited to this multiplayer Repl, and this is just using the freebie. I've not got the Teams account or anything like that. And I just used the share and the invite friends with a join link, because some of them didn't even have accounts. So I just gave them the link and got them on with it. So this group was told, you're going to get passed in 2 numbers that don't even exist yet, and you're going to add them and return them. And obviously group 3 had the nice and easy thing of, you're going to get passed 2 numbers and an answer, and I want you to explain it. And they were all tasked with that at the same time. So they're all writing this at the same time. Now, there is some disadvantages with that. They can't run it until everyone's completely finished. But the good thing is I'm able to dip in and out. They were on a Google Meet at the same time, so I was able to have a bit of verbal with them if I see them going down the wrong route. Now, also the key to this one, and the only new bit of code, or not even new, depending on how you import your libraries in Python, I did kind of say, you're going to need to call your function this, and you're going to need to call your function that, and you're going to need to call your function this. Why? Because I need to know it, because I'm going to use it. And so off they went. And then I hopefully called the function. Now, I wrote this part. So basically, I'm going to pass in the parameters, and hopefully, we're then going to have a bit of a group debugging session and see that it works. Now, the very first time, what we got was lots of syntax variables and syntax errors and such. And it did then turn in a bit of a live debugging session. And then from this, we moved on to another one. Now, when these same kids are off timetable at the minute doing something else at the minute, but hopefully, I've modelled a past paper from the 2018 one, the one about finding 5-star hotels and such. Now, this is one that I know the kids didn't get when they did it in paper. Yeah, my A kids got it, but the lower kids always made mistakes. So this was definitely, so group 1 again was told to find a subroutine to create this 50 hotel records and return these. So they could get on and do this. You'll see I've uploaded this CSV file for them just to crack on with. Group 2 had to find the most expensive hotel. So this was an easier one for the kids who kind of were needing a wee bit more support. And group 3, which are the ones who had kind of got it basically, this is one where I had to find the cheapest 5-star hotel. And I know that what happened on that one was they always just found the cheapest hotel, not the cheapest five-star one. So, and I think I gave them a bit of an easy one. I wrote the display subroutine for this bunch. And then it is going to turn into a massive debugging session. It's going to return the wrong numbers, but we're all going to see the input. I'm going to ask them, right, so where are we looking? Because obviously there's no breakpoints, there's no watch points. Unfortunately, when you do the group, the project kind of view, and to be fair, I can never seem to get the debugger working even when I'm doing the one thing in Repl. It always just seems to die on me. So I feel ridiculously under tech and under time, because I'm probably sitting about 4 or 5 minutes. But kind of it came out of for the fact that I wanted them to be able to work as in the class, but to be able to do it independently of each other. And obviously you can have a couple I'm glad. I just noticed the question there. I'm glad it's not just me in the debugger. I genuinely thought I was having a senior moment. It's something that the kids said they found useful. And then when the more able kids were finished, just like in normal, I was getting them to jump on the other groups. So the only new code really was those from lines at the start. Where I would want to go with this is having them doing find mins on lots of things, so they actually see that I'm going to pass an array called lists. I'm going to pass an array called insert name here. I'm going to do it again and again and again, because I deliberately wrote some programs where it had to find the minimum of this, and then the minimum of that, and the minimum of this. And what did I see? I seen them writing this 3 separate find min routines instead of just reusing the same one again and again and again. So it's a bit low tech, but it was trying to simulate what I tried to do in class a bit better whilst they're all sitting in their homes. And as we're up here in Aberdeen, it's ridiculously cold, it's ridiculously snowy. So I'm kind of glad we've got it at the minute, to be fair. And I'm going to stop there, because if not, I'm just going to start waffling now. So